There are things you don't show your children. There's a part of your pain and vulnerability, especially, that you don't let all out in front of your children. And your mother is vulnerable and has pain and sadness, but she still is okay, and it's gonna be okay.
Thank you both for sharing this amazing story with us. I absolutely loved the film. And watching the film and learning more about Maria, it was very clear why you were casted Angelina. Like, you're both larger-than-life public figures that had blessed everybody that's had the opportunity to enjoy your art. So Pablo, I wanted to ask you, what was the moment when it clicked that Angelina is the perfect person for this role? And Angelina, on the other side, when was the moment that it clicked that you have a similarity with Maria?
Well, we met a few years before, and when you think about something like this as a start, even before we had a script, even we have any form of anything, I called Angie and said, "Would you play Maria Callas?" Because without her, I don't think we would have a movie. So I was really in the heart of the process to have her, and I think there are many things you could say, but essentially, you know, Maria Callas was a very mysterious person, and I think Angie has that and can play that really well, because it's an interaction in between what she's opening to say in certain moments and when she's not open to anything. And that is where, you know, the audience start making questions about, start to wonder. And that is the first act of cinema to me, when the audience is inactive and is trying to absorb what is being said or not said on the screen. And I think, yeah, that is without Angie, I don't think there would be a movie. In short, I mean. Very short.
And Angelina, when did it click for you that you can really relate to her life and this character, and you are married together to create this perfect role?
Thank you. I think, with Sam, Pablo and I had met before, and I'd wanted to work with him, so I knew if he was asking me, and that he saw something that even if I wasn't sure of, that that there was something I could learn from him about what he was seeing, and I knew how important opera and Marie is to his life, and so I felt, of course, honored that he would consider me, not just because it's her, but I know what it means to him and how seriously he takes his work. And then I had a moment where I had to pause and make sure, because it's quite a, to feel like I could do it. I never want to take on something that I don't think I can do, and this one scared me. But I think I started to watch, and I would encourage you to do it. Watch some of her interviews. Watch especially the later ones in her life. Read some of the reviews of her last concert. They're cruel. They're really cruel. And when you study this person's life and the work and what they put forward into the world, and you imagine what her last years were like, you can't help but feel very protective of her and kind of want to understand her, but also want to put something forward that is done with love.
I can see that, and I think you can definitely feel that in the film. I think with Maria, I guess what a lot of people say and what set her apart from loads of different people is the emotional and physical vulnerability that she left on the stage. Mm-hmm. And then you could see that in how you were playing the character. And I wanted to ask, we've seen you bring this sense of vulnerability in previous roles that you've done, but this one, there was, I feel, a special kind of tenderness within it, and I just wanted to ask you, how do you put that of yourself into these characters, and do you ever find it a little bit exposing, because you also have to release some of yourself into the role?
That's a nice question. Yes, it is. It was very exposing. This film is very exposing for me, and was very open, because, you know, you're acting, but the emotion's real. The tears are real. The pain is real. It's just you're pulling it from different aspects of your life, but it's you are. What was interesting for me, two of my sons worked on the film, and they'd worked on many things with me, and they've seen me do many things, and they know I'm an artist. But I realized what it was the first time I had a very emotional scene, and they came in a little worried. And I realized, of course, there are things you don't show your children. There's a part of your pain and vulnerability, especially, that you don't let all out in front of your children. Mm-hmm. that was this process was a very different kind of way of being very open, but showing them also that this is an honest life is a lived life, and you feel everything, and you have on your mother is vulnerable and has pain and sadness, but she still is okay, and it's going to be okay. But that it is, so I think that's when I realized that it was a little more than
just the role.
Than I put forward before, yeah.
I see that. I'm sure that probably brought you together. You protect them from seeing certain parts of you, but they're actually seeing a whole nother side to you, so they...
Exactly, and they're older now, so in a way they would then sometimes start to come in and sometimes give me a hug or give me so they also realize, like we all do with people we love, that you can see the person you love as they fully are, and you can help them, you can love them, you can be their friend, and so yeah, it was nice.
Fantastic. Well, I think I'm out of time, but thank you both again.
Thank you.
I adore the both of you.
Thank you so much.